What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Let's Just Be Real podcast. I'm your host, Marissa Tonge. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are having an amazing week. I hope that you're feeling good. I hope that May is bringing you so many flowers, so many blessings. Like, I feel like for me, May has definitely, May stepped it up. I'm not gonna lie. Like, April was looking real crazy, but May's a vibe. I don't know if it's Taurus season. Like, I'm a Taurus moon, in case y'all don't know. So, like, I'm thriving right now. I really feel like I'm thriving. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. We have a lot of catching up to do. I took a little bit of a break. It wasn't that much of a break. We had just like, I think a week off from the podcast. And I really needed that break because we were prepping for our showcase, which went freaking amazing. By the way, if you guys follow me on Instagram, go check out the recap of the showcase, and I posted some things on there. So yeah, check it out. It was amazing. Like, we're definitely going to get into that on this episode. But I mean, this episode is pretty much like a very chill, laid back. We're going to just like catch up, some life updates, mental health check. It is Mental Health Awareness Month, the month of May. So I do want to talk a little bit about my mental health, where I'm at, and also just give you guys some resources and just, talk about life. So I don't know, like, where do we start? Where do we start? So where I'm at right now, like, life is definitely looking up. Like, I'm feeling for sure like a new energy. I think as a collective, if you're someone that's very into like spirituality and energetics, like, you can feel the shift in like the collective. Like, I feel like we've been going through a lot of shedding and changing and stepping into, we're being asked, right? I feel like we're being asked to step into the next version of ourselves, whether that means the next career, the next relationship, the next place to live, the next version of you, right? Your higher self, or maybe having a better relationship with God, having a better relationship with your family, whatever that means to you. I really feel like we are being called as a collective to change. And change is the only way that we can improve our lives. We cannot, I say this all the time on this podcast, like, we cannot grow. We cannot expect good things to just come about if we're not willing to change and to adapt and to evolve and to get uncomfortable. So I'm definitely in that season of getting uncomfortable and changing some routines, adding some things into my life, trying to expand my business. I'm not going to say trying to. I am expanding my business. I say trying to a lot, but I'm trying to catch me, okay? This is the last time I'm going to say it. But I am willing to and open to expanding my business. So I'm taking the steps this month to do that. So there's some really fun announcements coming up soon. And this is actually going to be great for you guys if you are listeners of the podcast and you don't live in the Jersey, New York area. I am going to be expanding my presence online in a few different ways. So I'm really excited to make those announcements pretty soon. But yeah, I mean, where I am right now is really just watering my plants, right? Like, I feel like the past 6 months, I have been doing a lot of planting seeds, just really, okay, this is what I want, journaling, what I want to manifest, asking God things that I want to come about, things that I want for myself. And now's the time to really nurture and water those things and to make sure that they're growing, right? And I think sometimes with manifestation, we get it so confused and like we get it so wrong because we think that manifestation is just like, oh God, like, please bring me a 6'5" tall, brown eye, sexy, football playing, masculine man. And it's like, girl, like, okay, like, yeah, we can ask for these things, but like, what are you doing to like attract that? Like, how are you setting yourself up to receive these things? And it's like, the part that a lot of people forget about manifestation is the aligned action, Okay, so yes, we have to ask, and yes, we can pray, and we should be praying, and we should be visualizing, and we should be meditating, and we should be putting ourselves out there to receive those things, or to meet the right people, or to have the right connections, whatever that means for you. But we can't just sit back and expect everything to just come to us. Like, things just simply don't work like that. So I am in a place right now of aligned action. Like, literally, that was what my meditation was on this morning, just like getting in that groove and getting my ass up. Okay. Because for me, I feel like I could ride this high of the showcase and like sit there. And I think it's very important. Let me just make this clear. I think it's very important to sit in reflection and gratitude when big manifestations like happen, and when big things in our lives happen. Like, we should take a second to be grateful and reflect on it, and to really, like, that's what I did all day Sunday. I was just trying to regulate my nervous system because I was just in such shock, and just like so happy and overfilled with gratitude and joy and tears. Like, I cried most of the day Sunday. Okay. And it was like, if you guys don't know, like, what I'm talking about, so we had a huge showcase. This was my first time putting on my very own showcase. And we celebrated 7 years of my business. And it was just amazing. I really can't talk about it right now because I'm still like, like, what the fuck just happened? But I really just had to sit in that on Sunday and allow myself to really absorb it and to accept it and be like, damn, like, I really did this. Like, like, and of course, not by myself. Of course not. Like, I had help, I had assistance, I had a bunch of people in the show who were great, and they showed up and they put the work in and the dedication for months. And behind the scenes, aside from all like the dancing and rehearsals, obviously, like, there was a lot that I was dealing with too, with personal, family issues, client issues, people, really showing me who they were, having trust issues with people. There were a lot of things behind the scenes that I had to personally deal with in my own way, and I had to try to understand why these things were happening. And the only explanation that I could come up with is that God is always going to reveal the people in your life, or the people around you. They might not even have like a direct place in your life, but God is always going to show you these people for who they truly are, and their intentions, whether bad intentions, good intentions, if they're trying to manipulate you, if they're trying to use you, if they're trying to bring you down. I felt like there were a lot of projections going on with other people, other people not being maybe satisfied or happy or content in their life, and trying to project that onto me. And because I am such a empath, and I'm someone who's so very sensitive to energies, and I feel everything so deeply, like, of course that's going to bother me. Of course it's going to bother me, And I think I'm just a little envious of people who are able to just like brush off, other people's negativity and all that, because initially it's very hard for me to do that. Once I'm able to do that, it's a dub. Like, then my Scorpio kicks in, and it's just like, okay, you're done. You don't exist to me. Like, I'm going to just pretend that you don't exist, and when you come around, like, cool. But I feel like the last couple of months has been grieving. If we're going to talk about, mental health, like, I have been grieving a few relationships, and some of those have been family. And I don't talk too much about my family on this podcast, as you guys know, but it's like, when you are used to people showing up in a certain way for you, or you showing up in a certain way for them, or you guys just having this relationship, and then that relationship fades based on, or because of, like, personal circumstances, personal choices, life choices that we've made that have led us on completely different paths. I think that is grieving in itself. When someone is on a completely different path from you, and there's no way that you guys can meet because you're going completely opposite ways. So, it does become this separation, and this realization of like, oh shit, like, we are not we're not aligned right now. Like we're two completely different people. So I've been feeling that way with a few people. And yeah, I mean, a lot of what growing up is and becoming an adult and stepping into the person that you want and creating the life you want is having the realization and the acceptance that not everybody can come with you, not everybody's down for you, not everybody's going to support you, not everybody's going to ride with you, and it's just a hard truth. It's a hard truth. So that's where I am right now. I'm really trying to take care of myself. Like I took a couple days off from teaching, so I won't be teaching classes for like the next like 5 days. And I'll still be working a little bit more like back end stuff and admin stuff. I'm taking a little road trip with my road dog. And yeah, I'm really just trying to pour into myself because I have worked so freaking hard the past like 6 months. I really have. And I know that everything has been worth it and everything is paying off and my business is growing. So I'm very grateful for that. But I also know, as a self-care queen and also as an extroverted introvert, that I need my recharge and alone time. So very important for me to make sure I'm pouring back into myself. And also as a generator, if you guys watch the episode where we talked about human design, like I am very much a generator, and I could just keep going and going and going, with things that light me up and, things that make me feel like I'm alive and things that, make me feel like I'm living in my purpose and I'm helping people. But at some point, we got to recharge the battery. We got to recharge the battery. Like I don't have an endless battery. And one thing that I caught myself saying a lot in the past like 6 months is I'm not a robot. I'm not a robot. And I've had to tell this to myself time and time again, like agreeing to do things. Or I'm that person that like I might ask someone to do something, and if they're not doing it in the way that I want them to, or the way that I would do it, or the way that maybe I asked them to do it, I'm just going to do it myself. So I've been trying to get out of that place where like I could delegate and I'm growing my team and just being able to trust other people. That's a big thing with me, just being able to trust. I've always struggled with that. Trust issues. Whoa, whoa. Wait, can we talk about Drake? We're going to talk about Drake and Kendrick briefly, because I'm not going to lie, I'm not a rap expert, okay? And I'm not going to lie, I don't even know if I listen to all the music, all the beef, the rap battle beef. But really quick, and then we'll go back to what we were talking about. Really quick, I just want to say that Drake is an amazing actor. I really just want to leave it at that. Like Drake deserves, okay, an Oscar for his acting, because that's what this man is. I don't know if you guys remember. I don't know, hopefully you guys are not super, super young watching or listening to this podcast, but if y'all remember when Drake, Aubrey Graham, was on Degrassi on the Noggin Network. I don't know if y'all remember this. It was Noggin, right? Back in the day, yeah. Like, Drake, how do you go from, and I'm not gonna lie, I love Drake. Most girls did back in the day. Okay, Take Care, top 5 of my favorite albums. Take Care is an amazing album. I feel like Drake, honestly, all his albums before, maybe before Scorpion. Maybe before, I feel like Scorpion might have been his last good album. And then he's just toxic. Now he's just out here, talking about Meg getting shot, throwing jabs at women. It's giving misogyny. Okay. It's giving misogyny. It's giving money. It's giving empty soul. It's giving I sold my soul. I don't know. And him and Kendrick are just on two completely different planes. Like, first of all, for Drake to say, like, you rap like you're about to free the slaves. Okay, well, were you going to free the slaves? Because your people, you know what? Let me let me not go there. Okay. I know we get real on this podcast. I'm not gonna get too real. But Drake, come on now. There's certain things you cannot say as a biracial person. Your mom is white, Drake. You cannot talk about freeing slaves. Like, come on now. So a lot of what Drake has shown us in these like rap beef, comeback, whatever, is that he is number one, ignorant. He is number two, inconsiderate. He is number three, just egotistical, misogynistic, low key, doesn't make his own music or write his own music. Like, I don't know what's going on. Clearly, Kendrick won. Like, let's just be real here. Okay, Kendrick won. So, yeah, I hope you guys have been enjoying the back and forth. I really hope it doesn't get too serious. Like, we don't need anybody getting hurt, getting shot. This doesn't need to be like a Tupac and Biggie situation. Everyone just needs to go their separate ways. Drake take the L, go back to making some R&B music, because that was where you really have the girls. When you were making R&B music, when you were talking about Marvin's Room, all of that, like we got to get back to that, Drake. And then maybe you could be saved. Like, summer is the perfect time to come out with like some nice slow jam, some bops, a nice, what was the song? Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Like, we need another one of those, because whatever you're doing right now, Drake, it's not giving. We're very disappointed. Okay, y'all. So I just got a brand new pair of professional dance heels from Burju Shoes, and I'm absolutely obsessed. Okay. Not only are these shoes fashionable, but they are absolutely comfortable. I have been wearing Burju shoes for about 3 years now, minimum. I don't even know when I started wearing them, but it definitely been at least 3 years. And I've just been so happy. I feel like I've improved as a dancer. My feet aren't always killing me, and there are so many styles to choose from. First of all, these shoes fit like a glove. Okay. My feet are happy. My feet are not screaming. And these are the best heels in the game. The service is incredible. So many celebrities like Chloe Bailey, Meg the Stallion, J-Lo have worn these shoes during their performance because they are top notch, top quality. So if you're taking dance classes, or maybe you're looking to start and you don't know what shoe to start with or what heel to get, definitely look into Burju shoes and invest in yourself, honey. Okay. These heels will completely level up your dancing. So head on over to www.burjushoes.com and enter code RespectKitty at checkout to get a nice little discount off your purchase. You will not regret it. Okay. These shoes last a while, and they come with a nice little cute bag so you can preserve them and keep them in your bag. Make sure you're wiping the bottoms and all of that. And on the website, you can check out how to take care of your shoes so that you can keep them a little bit longer. So you won't regret it. Stop procrastinating. Stop playing around buying these shoes on Amazon and DSW like I used to do. Invest in yourself. These shoes will absolutely make you happy. Anyway, back on the topic of mental health. So we are going to have my girl Lauren, who is a therapist, back on the show very soon. So I'm really excited to dive a little bit deeper into the topic of therapy and mental health with her. The last episode we had her on, we talked about dating and all that. And that was one of you guys' favorite episodes. That was probably like one of the most listened to. So I'm excited to have her back on the show. But this month, I really want you guys to make sure you're taking care of yourself, okay? Journal. You guys know I have my journals that are available. We're actually low in stock, so I do have to reorder pretty soon, but you guys can always order and get notified when it does get shipped out to you. But we cannot depend on other people to nurture our mental health or to take care of our mental health. Like, we have to be the ones to take initiative to make sure we're good, right? Like, check in with yourself. Check in with yourself as soon as you wake up in the morning. Check in with yourself before you go to bed at night. Check in with yourself midday. How am I feeling? Do I need a little bit of a break right now? Do I need to go on a walk? Do I need to just quiet my mind? Do I need to turn my phone on do not disturb? Am I overstimulated? Am I spending too much time on social media? Am I just saying yes to a bunch of things that don't make me feel good? Am I allowing people into my space and my energy field that are making me feel like shit? These are things that we have to constantly check in with ourselves about, because I think it's so easy to just be on the go, 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 trying to hustle. Let me get the money. Let me show my face on Instagram. Let me post this reel. Let me engage with these people. Let me go socialize. Right? It's like, but what are you doing for you? How are you pouring back into you? What makes you feel good? How do you fill your cup? Who are the people that you need to be around in order to feel regulated? And regulated is such an important word. I think that we don't talk about it enough, like having a regulated nervous system. And simply what that means is just being in a calm, okay state, right? When you're constantly having anxiety and your heart is racing all the time and you can't focus and everything is just overly, you're just overly stimulated by things, and you're sensitive to everything. You're sensitive to sounds and you're sensitive to sights, and you're constantly just thinking about like worst case scenario. What's going to happen if I don't do this? What's going to happen? Like, we have to get to the point where we can regulate ourselves. So whatever that means for you, again, that could be meditation, that could be sound bath, that could be yoga, that could be stretching, honestly, that could be dance for you. So just finding the things that can help you regulate and feel like, okay, I feel good, right? Like, we don't want to live on edge. I don't know about y'all, but like, that doesn't feel good for me. Like, I don't want to constantly be feeling like, oh my God, like I need to do this. Oh my God, like, oh my God, I need to be here and I need to be there and I need to text this person back and I need to post this video and I need to, like, I don't want to feel like that. I want to feel regulated. I want to feel calm, because that is the best place to be able to make decisions. To be able to make conscious, smart decisions, you have to be regulated. Otherwise, you're just making decisions off survival mode. And who wants to be in survival mode all the time? Like, that's not cool. We don't want to do that. We're not out here to survive. We're out here to live. So if you find yourself feeling like you're in survival mode constantly, I encourage you to regulate your nervous system, go to the spa, go get a massage, turn your phone off, go sit outside, go sit under a tree, go hike, go stare at some clouds. Nature is always going to bring you back to where you need to be, because we are nature, right? The whole point of being in nature and being outside is to ground yourself, to feel grounded, to feel regulated, to feel at ease, to feel at peace with yourself, to appreciate where you are, to focus on where your feet are. So I just want to encourage you to get outside. I know it's been a little rainy if you're here on like the East Coast like me, but I think we're having some sunny days coming up. So make sure you are getting outside, getting that vitamin D, getting some fresh air, getting those steps in, taking care of yourself, walk your dog, okay? Or get a dog. If you have no reason to go outside and you're just like, why am I going outside? Get a dog, get a pet. I don't know, borrow somebody's pet. Go outside, okay? But yeah, guys, I hope that you love this episode. I know we were kind of all over the place, but I told you at the beginning, like, this is just a catch up episode, a life update episode. So I really hope you enjoyed. I hope you got something from it. And yeah, if you are listening on Apple or Spotify and you're loving the podcast and you love this episode, please don't forget to rate and review the podcast. Preferably 5 stars if you're really loving it. And don't forget to, write a few words. Let us know what you love about the podcast. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You can always share this video with a friend. You can tag us on Instagram. If you guys are listening on audio, you can share the audio to Instagram stories. Tag me, Wristfit Kitty, and Let's Just Be Real Pod. And I will see you guys in another episode. Take care, y'all. Have an amazing weekend. Bye.